Comes the measuring part. You actually have two choices. If we're doing it as a company, we're going to go ahead and hang all of the hardware first, and then what we're going to end up doing is running a rope through everything, and that's going to pull the exact dimensions we're looking for. So for the shade sails that we're manufacturing and we're working with clients who are going to do the installation and the measuring themselves, we at the very minimum want basically the brackets up. So if you have your bracket up, all you want to do is you're going to take your tape measure, you're going to take right from the very front of that bracket, and that's where you're going to hold your tape measure, and you're going to strain it from point to point. Now, if you are measuring a 4-point sail, what we want also in addition to those 4 dimensions is going to be the elevation or the height difference between the brackets. If you're doing a 3-point sail, it really doesn't matter as far as the height goes. All you want is the dimensions between your 3 connection points. And then, but if you want to take it and just get it a little bit closer as far as your dimensions go, again, hang your hardware. Basically, these are what's referred to as a shackle. We'll go put the turnbuckle on. We've got 2 more shackles to put up. We got the rope. We'll string that through there, and then we'll pull the final dimensions. And then it's basically taking it to the shop. We're ready to go. All right, so again, you have 2 options when you're measuring for the shade sails. This particular one here, we have a turnbuckle on all 4 corners. You want to go ahead, if you're going to go this route, put your turnbuckles up, string the rope through the shackles, and then you can see where we're basically holding the tape measure, and that's where you're going to measure from point to point. This one here is sloped, so we're only going to need 1 dimension as far as the diagonal, and that's basically when you send the dimensions into us, that's how we're going to double check that, is we'll take your widths that you provide all 4, and then what you're pulling for a diagonal, we'll put that on the computer, and that's going to tell us how accurate it is. So the other option is if you do not have the hardware up, you can measure from basically the attachment point, which is either going to be an eye bolt or you know, a bracket maybe that you've purchased online somewhere. But you're basically going to measure to that exact same point around, and then if you're using a single turnbuckle, we're just going to want to know what corner that you're planning on installing that turnbuckle, and we'll make that deduction. And there's usually 3 sizes of the turnbuckles. You can have 8, 10, or 12 millimeters.